I set it up to go live vertically, which is not my intention. So that's going to be a little weird. Maybe I'll turn my paper vertically here.
That looks okay.
Yeah, should be. Sorry, everybody. Anyway, welcome to Life Study. Every fifth episode we do live, so live shows are sometimes not smooth shows. So
More dynamic.
yeah, I'm here with my good friend Mairin-Taj. Mairin-Taj, how are you?
I'm alright.
Awesome.
Toasty over here.
Yeah, hell yeah, with this heater. We have this space age heater thing. Looks like a satellite dish. And this is cool though, because now we can see the skeleton's head and everything.
Oh, great.
So you have a visitor today. Anyway, we are here in downtown Lancaster, PA at Curio Art Supply, which is actually moving soon.
Yes.
Yeah, which is exciting. But we're in the current store, which is on, what is this, Chestnut?
Yeah, Chestnut and Prince.
Yeah, corner Chestnut and Prince on the Chestnut side. They are awesome. It's an art store run by actual artists, which is what I love about it. They have an incredible selection for as small as the store is, and they can order stuff for you. So I'll put a link in the description for their site if you want to talk to actual artists about art supplies that you want to get.
And if you work with them or you know them or anything, they're just relocating in the
around
same
the corner.
Town.
Yeah, they're
going far.
Correct. Sorry, I should have added that. They're going to go to a bigger space with a bigger gallery around the corner from where they are currently. And having seen the plans, you and I got to see the plans. It looks awesome.
Yes.
So it's going to be very cool.
Very exciting.
And the gallery space is going to be probably twice the size they have now, and it's a dedicated gallery space. It's going to be gallery on one side, art supplies on the other, which is an awesome setup.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for
Yeah.
that. Also, folks at Blackwing give us cool stuff. So, try them out. I'll put a link in the description. And every time you use the link, I think there's a discount attached. So, and then they send us cool stuff to draw with. So, Mairin-Taj, it is a new year.
It is a new year.
Although you were explaining, you sort of follow a different calendar.
Yeah, I oblige socially the Gregorian or whatever it's called. I think it's the Gregorian.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Janus, the Roman emperor or the Roman god of gateways or doorways or transitions. That's what the New Year's based off of.
Very cool.
We know, but I don't.
But yours is more primeval.
Mine's ancient.
Yeah.
I'm in a intermediary state of winter rest mode.
Right.
So,
You said earlier you're what seeds in the dark earth.
Yes.
That's cool. That's a cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
Because it's not dead; it's just waiting to come alive.
Right.
Which is a distinct difference. I like that. Our New Year's is boring. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna not eat chips this year or whatever stupid thing is attached to.
Well, so on that note, do you have any seeds creatively, new progress, new ideas?
I do.
Coming out.
Yeah, I have a series with image that I'm writing and drawing, which has been a horror to make.
Oh no.
Yeah. I hope it's good, but it's just whenever I write and draw, it's kind of a nightmare for me. I'm always hoping for it to go smoothly because I'm more in control, and somehow it goes worse. Just because I start overthinking.
Is it because you're going back and forth between two modalities?
Yeah, I think so. My style is to get a little obsessive about the artwork, and this just gives me more stuff to be obsessive about. So that's been slowing things down, but that should be out this year. I'm gonna make a new art book. The last one, I didn't realize it'll be 3 years since the last one came out. The actual I do an art book series called All City that I'm gonna make a new one of those. And then more warm-up stuff. I collect my warm-up sketches into little zines, but I think I'm gonna do a collected book just because people have been asking for it. So,
nice.
Excuse me. I think that's it. More life studied, obviously.
Yeah.
The last art book was a big success, so always working on the next one. How about you?
Yeah, the seeds for me this winter are definitely revamping my figurative work.
Sorry, so I just heard the. I don't know why
Yes,
that's funny. Because I couldn't see it. I just heard it. Sorry, I didn't mean to giggle. Anyway, so you were saying. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm taking my figurative work in a fun new direction, so I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
But I'm still in the percolating ideation stage and thumbnails.
And we're sharing all that on Patreon?
Not yet, but I will be trickling that in a little bit.
All right.
Here and there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people want to see it, they got to follow your Patreon.
Yes.
Awesome. I'll put a link in the descriptions for that too. All right. So the deal is I will be drawing, Mairin-Taj will be posing. And if you're out there and you have a burning question, jump on the chat and drop questions. Although I didn't do a great job of promoting this well in advance because of my
This was a bit last minute.
Yeah, so I apologize for that. We'll have to do another more well organized live show, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, drop questions in the chat if you have any. Otherwise, we're just gonna draw and talk and have fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe offer up New Year's resolutions
or
projects you're into.
I know I came off a little funny about the whole not eating chips thing, but I actually like that people have a fresh start and get to make resolutions, right? Like I wrote on my Substack about this, how it always kind of bugs me when people are like too cool for resolutions or they make fun of people who are doing them. Because I think as artists, we get so many opportunities to have a fresh start. And I think most people don't have that, like in this sort of non-art world. You get, your life is sort of a series of 8-hour days followed by a weekend. And how many, fresh starts do you really, really get? So I try not to look down on folks that are doing resolutions. So if I came off that way, I didn't mean to. But I think it's cool to have a time when, even if it's a little artificial, with the calendar issues you mentioned, having a date where everybody kind of feels like hopeful, that's always kind of cool. I always hope that I'll make some cool changes, but I don't have resolutions in the sense that you sort of normally do, I think. Because we can start over every time we do a new piece, right? So
yeah, I think that's fair. Like as a creative, I think we've talked on the show a lot about advocating for our own restarts,
Right. I mean, we can change
Fresh
styles, we can change mediums. Obviously, each piece is a change, which is cool. Now,
even each resting phase is like a new opportunity.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I think stuff you've said in the past about, there are human cycles that match nature cycles, and we've sort of gotten away from that. And lately, I've always had insomnia, but lately I've been able to hack it and fix it. And I'm just catching myself wanting to just crash all the time. And
this is the season for it.
Right. And that's what got me thinking about that, was you're saying how in past shows, like this time of year, it's not just about new starts, but it's sort of about like recharging your battery, just not doing anything sometimes, and being slow and thoughtful.
Yeah. How's that working for you?
I can't give into it completely because I have so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite like just lounging about thinking, which I honestly, I can, for the first time, can feel that I need it. Especially working on this new book, I think that if I could stop everything, stop taking covers, stop taking other gigs, so that I can just work on this thing quietly at my leisure, which, who can afford that? Obviously, that's pie in the sky. But if I could do that, I wouldn't be floundering in the way I am with this. I shouldn't say floundering because it's going well. It's just going slowly. I can definitely tell I need a moment of, reprieve from everything else to get this thing right.
So it's going slowly, but to you it's floundering because you're not accustomed to
Correct.
going at a slow pace.
Correct. I'm so used to these like crazy schedules and monthly books, and just running at like every pace is a running pace, and it's not good. It's not good, and I need to chill out and figure out a way to become independently wealthy and just not have to worry about taking other gigs. But it's I'm grateful for people still asking me to do stuff for them, but it's definitely making it harder to go at the pace I need to for this thing. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah. I'm facing away.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So if she sounds a little off, it's because she's facing a wall. I've also noticed that like as this, so we're past the winter solstice, right?
Yeah.
And I've noticed it the sort of wanting to just hibernate feeling is starting to. I won't say it's gone away, but as the days are a little longer,
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a little more my old self with in terms of production. I'm still not there, but so I think I'm just tied into the sun at this point. I'm making myself sound way more hippie than I am.
Well, I was just gonna say though, it's very Superman-esque.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's probably it. My wife has always teased me about recharging, like in the movie Wall-E, where the robot keeps having to go outside into the sun.
Yeah.
And she would catch me just standing outside, not really doing it. I wasn't doing it on, out of any like conscious thing. I would just catch myself. I'd go outside with the dogs and catch that it was sunny and just end up standing there for a minute, or 10, and
That's
losing
great.
track of time. Yeah. Which she thought was crazy because obviously it's cold.
It has been harder for me to do my usual like early morning walk.
Yeah.
I've been moving it to the middle part of the day where it's warmest.
Same here. Same here.
And I don't even get to it every day.
Yeah, I have to, so the dogs sort of keep me honest.
Yeah.
But man, it was bad there for when we had those like, days in the teens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, sometimes sitting in the studio when it's that cold outside is almost like torturous.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a hard time being productive mentally and with my hands if my hands are cold.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I'd have been more aware of that, I think, as I was working and sort of building my career up. Because I think there were a lot of times when I was just making myself miserable, forcing through projects that were like the system was not gelling with the nature,
Yeah, right. And this is the season too. But I feel like we're all sort of forced to be more cognizant of that stuff.
Yeah. And this is the time of year where we tell people set a big life-changing goal.
Yeah, right?
Like, this is so counterintuitive. Because you were saying your new year is not now, it's in a couple of months.
Well, it's sort of like a two-phase. So I consider winter to be like an intermediate, like fifth season almost. Like it's it's a two-part kind of.
Okay.
So the Celts, my ancestors, started the new year at the end of Halloween, so November 1st.
Okay.
October 31st, November 1st. It's like this sort of 3-day festival where the winter begins.
Right, that makes more sense.
And the beginning of winter is the beginning of the dark rest season where, everything in the ground has to be cold before it can then get to the emerging spring. So like the beginning of a year, the beginning of life doesn't start when things come out.
Right.
It's in the womb or it's in the ground.
That makes perfect sense.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we tend to think of a thing being alive when we can finally see it.
Right. But that's interesting because there's so much life that is unseen,
Yeah.
I think that's a part of the value of recognizing this quiet, introspective time of year is I think we need as a culture to give more credence to the unseen,
Yeah, I agree. Especially as artists, right? Because no one's seeing what we're making until we've made it.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's not there.
Yes.
Or at least the elements that we're going to bring to bear are still there, even if you can't see them.
Yeah, and that's a big part of creativity too. Like now, like with social media, everything is, we think the whole process is what is being shown. or what is being curated, and that's really debilitating.
Well, and everybody's seeing just the final thing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, and you don't see the artist, off camera tracing instead of drawing.
Right.
And then you compare yourself, and you're like, holy crap, how come this person who is, younger or my age, because I see with a lot of students who are like bummed out that, oh man, this one artist that I follow on Instagram is directing a movie. How come I'm not there yet, or whatever? You know, like, it's toxic as hell.
Yeah.
I'm finding myself being more inspired by artists that are not doing quote unquote big things, but have built a career out of a lot of small projects that, when everything is sort of accounted for, ends up with this really cool body of work, like, or at least cool projects, that aren't for some big studio that somehow everybody's been fooled into thinking are the important projects, right? Like, having worked for, Marvel, Disney, all these companies, like, I don't know, it's not all it's cut out to be. Not that it's a bad gig. I just think, like, I don't feel all of a sudden fulfilled because I got to cash a check that had the Disney logo on it. But then I'll see someone who's like, painting windows on the holidays for businesses, and is like, we have a friend, Annalise, that does that. Yeah. And I had a funny experience because she painted the window of a relative's. She had a restaurant, and they were telling me about it, and they were like, "Oh man, this girl, you got to book her a year in advance. She's so popular, and she's hard to get." And I was just like, "This is great. They're talking about her like she's a rock star, but when you talk to her, she's sort of, nah, it's no big deal, right?" Like, and that to me is more interesting, and not seeing her. To go back to your point, not seeing her like post all the finished things, but quietly building this life in art that I just think is inspirational.
Yeah, I agree. I
feel like I'm rambling a little bit.
This is the time to ramble.
Yeah. Oh, we should probably check every so often to see if anybody's in the chat. I don't think anybody's jumped on just yet, but I think we're good for now. So, you have this secret project you're kind of building up. Is it too early to share anything about it, or?
Pretty much.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Yeah, it is figurative, like pretty much everything I do.
Yeah. And
it's just another, sort of to your point, another iteration of sort of the type of practice I have and what I just make, exploring and expanding on that. There's nothing showy about the outcome or the direction of it.
I'm a patron of yours, and I'll see the themed references you're putting on. And there's always a part of me that's like, is that an Easter egg? Is there something there that she's working on? Because it's always so specific. I'm like, okay, where is this coming from?
Some of them are, not all of them. Some of it's just like, that's how my brain works. If I get an idea, what am I going to do a reference of? And then like something specific will. Yeah.
Well, and it's a lot of seasonal stuff, it seems like, too.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Mairin-Taj on her Patreon does art demos, but also offers these photographic references for illustrators and painters to work from.
Yeah.
And so every quarter, I guess, is a new set, and it's it's not monthly, is it?
It is monthly.
It is monthly. Oh my God, what's the matter with me?
Every month's a new theme.
Yeah.
And it ranges, like, some people are on there just because they want, like just traditional, like, nude figure work, which I have stopped doing. For reasons.
Because people were abusing it.
People were really abusing it.
Yeah.
So it's all to some form like clothed, draped, partially clothed. But sometimes it'll be costume and very thematic. Other times it'll be very contemporary. Right. Some of it's just portraiture. Some of it's like hand and feet gesture. That.
Yeah. I mean, you had one theme that was just inspired by a painting, So you did references that were similar to the painting. Like it's cool stuff.
This last month was great because I mean it's cold out, so I don't do a lot of outdoor reference shoots. And I was looking at Georges de Latour's Magdalena's paintings. You know, it's very chiaroscuro, heavy dark.
Yeah.
You know, a woman sitting with one candle flame.
Oh yes. Because you have to set up with the little light.
Yeah.
To mimic a camera, or rather a candle.
But with mine, I made it a little more naturalistic. It wasn't really it was the Magdalena but with a twist.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because you're not making it for the artist. It's up to them to take the reference then.
Yes.
And make it work, you know, for whatever their idea is, which is what's nice about it. They're open-ended enough, the references that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That they give you everything you need in terms of lighting and structure, but they're open enough that you don't have to, you know, like just copy the reference.
Yeah, or more to the point, like you don't have to copy whatever vague narrative I've given. Like
Correct.
The narrative within the reference is something that you can tailor to yourself, to your own goals.
Yes, it's good stuff. If you're out there and you need some inspiration for drawing, it's really good stuff.
That was a fun shoot. That worked out really well, and like it came together really quickly. Whereas some of them really don't.
Yeah, and you're doing all this on your own, right?
Yeah,
which is rough.
Photograph and stage it and everything. Sometimes
Yikes.
I'm traveling to these areas to do them.
Yeah, because you'll have references in bodies of water for like the mermaid-inspired stuff.
Yeah.
Out in the woods, there was one in a field of flowers.
Yes.
So
that was a hot day. That was tough.
it looked like it was.
And this year I will be doing more picking select samples of figure reference, smaller batches of work or a couple of pieces, and just selling them directly. Like
I was just going to ask about that. Yeah, great. That's awesome because I subscribe to a bunch of reference sites and stuff, and the one that I get the most out of, they send out like an email saying here's a new set.
Yeah.
It might be anything. It could be just a guy in a shirt or nude with weapons. So they're always useful. So that's great news for you folks that are afraid of commitment.
Yeah, change is coming.
Nice.
2026. And that's me lagging because for me, I'm not quite in 2026. I mean, we all aren't kind of,
No,
you know, like we all have
right.
our version of it, but for me, I'm like, yeah, 2026 doesn't really, like I like to celebrate the Chinese New Year.
Yes, that's fun
a big
stuff
one.
too.
It's very similar culturally in the sense of like the beginning of spring for them,
Right.
the beginning of, what is it, like it's usually at the new moon, the
Yes,
lunar New Year, so
I
it's
think
like
you're
the
right.
spring moon or something in February, so.
Yeah, that's and it's more I don't know, our New Year feels so like consumed by capitalism. Like it's just, you know, like
It's tired.
Yeah, man, like it's just every year we watch this goofy ball drop thing on TV, and I'm just like, you know, it's the New Year brought to you by Planet Fitness, and I'm just like, dude,
It feels a bit just.
It's too much.
Hollow.
Yeah, we're like my daughter's. My oldest daughter speaks fluent Chinese, so she's gone to downtown to Chinatown in Philly for New Year's, and it just sounds so dope. Like they have a team of people that go around in costume and like a dragon and everything.
Yeah.
And you have to go into the restaurant and just like go nuts, and I think you have to bribe them with food or something, and then they finally leave, and they do that to every restaurant in Chinatown.
Right.
And I'm just like, that's way more fun. Like it's not. I don't know. It's not brought to me by any stupid corporation.
Exactly. It's made by people, you know,
Correct.
celebrating. I was at the Chinese New Year last year for the dragon.
Oh, awesome!
And they were like in the streets, and they had like these dragons dancing around and crazy fireworks going off.
Awesome, yeah.
It was pretty wild. It was cool.
So you guys might have both been there at the same time.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
have you met her yet?
She came into the class once
Okay.
years ago.
Yeah.
So before she was in college.
Okay, so that's been a while.
Yeah.
She's a big like galoot. She's like 5'8". I mean that's not super big, but for her family, especially, and it's well above average for women. And
yeah,
she's physical, so she's memorable. Yeah, they're just that. I don't know. I would rather something like that than the goofiness we do.
Well, and I'm interested to know if you have a version of this for yourself or not. But I've started a couple of years ago. I started doing a sketch in my sketchbook, around the Chinese New Year time.
Oh.
For that year's animal.
Oh, that's awesome. No,
So,
I don't
like,
do that.
Last year I did like a figurative, allegorical one for the dragon, and before that I did one for, what was before the dragon? The rabbit.
Yeah.
And then like
I think it's the year
the
I was born.
snake.
I think rabbit.
Are you a rabbit?
I think so.
I'm a dragon.
Oh, of course. Damn it. I gotta be something goofy. Like that. I think Sophia's a tiger.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
This year is gonna be the red horse.
Oh.
It's 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go up here, actually. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So yeah, I do like, so for February, it's been, for a couple of years now, it's been like Chinese New Year themed sketch, and then I'll send that out for everyone in the
That's awesome.
sketchbook community. And it's like a way to integrate honoring the new year for myself in whatever way I want to do that
Right.
into my drawing practice.
That's fantastic, yeah. I like that.
Which feels very, it ends up being pretty meditative, which I like.
Huh. Because of the subject or just because of the time of year?
Well, like, you know, drawing can be very meditative, but I mean more specifically like as a way to digest the end of my previous year and the beginning of my new one. Kind of a way to help me transition when I'm really very in such a slow mode in the winter.
Yeah, yeah. That makes perfect sense. That's dope. I like that. Are you, you know what? No, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say, are you, because I was going to go straight into my stupid, I don't know what to call it, but like my tendency to like make a product out of everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to ask, like, oh my God, you got to make some prints. You got to put it in an art book, but.
I mean, you
It's
know,
not the
I
point
don't
for
do that
you.
enough, but, and that has been something I've thought of, but I guess it just started, you know, it's been
Yeah.
sort of starting for a few years as like a little drawing ritual.
Yeah.
Like how I missed it last year, I think, if I remember correctly, but I tend to do a annual portrait around my birthday.
Oh, that's a great idea.
A self-portrait.
Yeah. I never do self-portraits. So that's always an interesting practice. I don't know why. I don't think I want to look at myself.
I get so, that's hard for me when I have to do a photo shoot for the month. I do it every month.
Yeah.
And I have been doing it for years now, and so I'm like, I'm so fucking I'm sick of taking pictures of myself. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you.
Yes, I bet.
I'm like, oh God, I have to do that again. And then I do it, and I'm like, I get excited about the themes and the concepts, but.
Would it be easier if you worked with a photographer, you think?
What? No, it'd be easier if I were photographing someone else.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't mind doing the photography and the
Okay.
staging and everything. I'm just so sick of looking at, checking pictures of myself to see
Yeah.
if that'll be viable or not, and then editing them. It's just, ugh.
Well, it probably. I mean, you're not. You're not a vain person, so I can see that it would be uncomfortable.
I definitely do not get off on all the pictures of myself that I have to
Yeah.
take.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
I'm like, oh God, this again. But sometimes, you know, I'll get a really good one in terms of like, oh, that lighting's great or whatever.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
exciting and rewarding, but
As an artist, probably more than like.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I have said in many of the posts in the past, I'll be like, hey guys, this is some, I think, useful reference. Please feel free to swap out my face for another face. You know, like, you don't have to make it look like me. Can use everything in the photo except for my face if you want. That's great.
That's crazy. No, I mean, I get the feeling.
You know?
Obviously, like, you know, you're a lovely person, so it's probably gonna be odd for anybody that knows you. But knowing your personality, it makes perfect sense because you're not a fussy kind of, you know what I mean? You're not this social media type that's like, oh my God, I gotta get my hair perfectly right
No.
before
I'm not a selfie gal,
No.
ironically. for all the pictures I take
Yeah,
of myself.
there's not a makeup department
No.
part of that campaign, I'm sure.
No. In fact, most of the photo shoots I do of myself, my hair is dirty.
Yeah.
It's like I crawl in bed and
having
it's a bird's nest on my head, and then I just...
Having worked with you all these years, I can see those photos and go, yeah, she just threw that up 2 seconds before she shot the photo.
Yep. But that's see, you know, the beauty of people are always very, very tight about their figure reference or getting figure reference or needing different models. We've talked about this with the class and the students having different models, and it's like, even for fine artists, but especially for illustration type artists, like if you can change the hair.
Correct.
You can make it more sleek if you want.
Correct.
You can change the facial features. You can do it, like, it doesn't have to be...
In fact, it's kind of necessary.
Yeah.
Right? Like if every time you drew, it looked just like your reference. Yeah, you're sort of not using all the tools that an illustrator's to use.
Right. You're supposed to make it your own. You're not supposed to become a fucking, Sorry, I'm...
No, please do.
Off right now.
No, it's all good.
But,
Let me flip the sheet over here. This is great stuff.
But no, people will complain too. Like, I know artists, active professional artists, and students who are like, oh, but I need, somebody else, or all I can do are pictures of myself for photo reference. And it's like, you're an artist.
Yeah.
Change it some way. Like, make it your own.
No, I don't quite get that.
Don't
I mean,
bitch 'em.
no, I've spent I've spent my whole career though, like making stuff up. So I get it.
Yeah.
References just it makes the making up part a little easier.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, there's a lot of I'll hear students say like, I can only draw guys. Can you hire more guys or whatever? And I'm like, the point of the class is not to only give you what you can draw. Like you're supposed to be stretching a little bit here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate. And there are some illustrators that are very known for this kind of tight adherence to their reference. And I don't want to knock them. I'm not saying, you can't make that work. It's just, yeah, I agree with you. It doesn't make sense to be so, like, tight with what you have there.
Yeah, and for me, speaking with my Patreon offering specifically, like, it's meant to be an aid and a resource for your practice.
Correct.
And if it's practice, you want to try to play and explore and maybe start or continue to refine other tools in your tool belt.
Right, right. Well, and it's why we study anatomy and proportions and all these things. Like, it's so that you could kind of make some of this up on your own if you needed to.
Right, yeah.
But the reference makes it easier to have a starting point.
Yeah. It helps to ground whatever is going to be your take in reality.
Correct. I mean, we've talked about this before. We do all this practice, and this isn't just the end point, right? It's so that when we need to call upon it later, we have it, right? I know what a clavicle, I happen to be drawing one now, right? We know what that looks like from different angles because we've practiced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The reference is great though, so don't think we're talking you out of using reference, obviously. I think, and not to make this a whole episode about your Patreon, but I think it's also interesting because your reference ties into your work, right?
Yeah.
Like you were doing a series of these beautiful mermaid drawings that also linked up with a reference series that you had shot, and so it's interesting to me. It's like part of your work now. I know it's probably not fun, but
it is. Well, and that's part of the demonstration too. Is like, look, I'm just a practicing figurative artist. This is part of what's happening in my studio and on my board.
Are you using a lot of it for your own work? Are you like sort of choosing reference shots because you're like, hey, I might be able to use this later?
For sure. It's not actually planned when I start out a photo shoot, but sometimes when I'm looking and editing at what I've done, I'm like, oh, that actually works perfectly for this project or this idea. I have some reference I've supplied, it's, it's given out, for patrons, and some of the things I'm like, it'd be interesting to see what other artists do with this reference, but I'm like, oh, there's an idea in here for me.
Right,
It's specifically
right.
mine.
Yeah, I love that. No, I think it's great. Like, and again, it feels like it's just in an organic way become part of your work.
Yes. Right. Well, and if I take a reference that I love and I'm like, oh, this could be a painting for me one day, I don't hold it back.
Right.
I still share it to patrons because I believe in generosity.
Yeah.
In resources, and as an artist, as a creative, we should all be generous with each other.
I agree.
And I think that, just because I like a reference and I know how I might use that for a piece for myself one day, I can give the reference away because anyone who works with it is going to do something different.
Right, right. And I think one of the reasons that the references stuff that you're making, because again, like I said, I think I follow 3 different Patreons that provide references, and then I buy sample packs. Not so much anymore. I was doing a lot of it during COVID.
Yeah,
But often it's sort of like almost doesn't matter who's making it because it's all kind of the same.
Yeah.
It's a model, perfect lighting, with a blank background kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yours, the lighting is often, I mean, indoors it's more controlled, obviously. The reference shot that you just mentioned with the candle, it's not a candle in your reference, obviously, but that's more controlled. But then you'll throw in stuff, and the one that comes to mind is the stuff in the field with the flowers, where like the lighting's incredible, but you can tell like you had to shoot these things, and you had a small window of time where the light was like that.
Yeah.
So it's less controlled but more interesting, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, well, I sometimes I will, like if I'm doing an outdoor shoot, there will be times when clouds show up and suddenly it's the same reference, but with different
totally different. Yep.
And I think it's good to include weather in the reference, and that's
I agree.
another, like, I don't think I have a lot of painters on my Patreon for my reference, but I often will say, like, hey, if you're doing any kind of painting practice with this stuff, it's great just as like color block reference, working with your color palette.
Yeah. And mood too. I mean,
lighting, yeah.
You mentioned the heat in that set.
Yeah.
And you can see it on your face in those references. Like it's a hot day.
I am sweating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not even just
blushing.
perspiration. I think your expression, right?
Yes.
You look a tad uncomfortable.
Yes.
You don't get that from a lot of reference sites because it's like, hey, pretend that you're angry, pretend that you're sad, hold this gun, hold this sword.
It's very staged.
Yeah. And that's useful, but, it's all kind of the same. So we've turned this into a, what you call it?
Talk about reference.
Yeah, big also a commercial for your Patreon. So if you want to join by the end of this, then there's no hope. All right,
but you've been doing a lot of standing this drawing session, I noticed.
Yeah, well, I have to like...
That's awesome.
Yeah. I normally stand when I'm drawing anyway, but I usually sit just so we can record the thing.
Yeah.
Because it's horizontal.
Yeah, okay.
Working vertical is allowing for more. Yeah.
Is it turning out okay vertically? I think it looks
hope
great.
so.
You might even be able to see everything better in this format.
Yeah.
Let us know, guys, if this works better.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I've been going with horizontal just because people have mentioned it in the past, like, hey, why do you film vertically, when I first started streaming?
Yeah.
But I think if most people are watching stuff on phones now, it's probably not even a moot point.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe vertical is better.
It looks like you can see the drawings better, so.
Yeah, all right. So we are about 40 minutes in. It's 1:40. Do you want to go for a little longer, or do you need a break?
No, I'm good to go.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, we'll do a couple more.
Let's see. How can
You guys are getting a longer show. Normally these things are like half hour, 40 minutes. And I don't think anybody's in the chat, so I think we're good.
Okay.
To get back to the seasonal year, man, what was that post? So Juno Diaz, who's a writer friend of mine, which I am he's a Pulitzer Prize winning author, which is like it's weird to me that we've become friends.
What's the name again?
Juno Diaz. He wrote The Brief and Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde.
Oh, cool.
But he posted something recently, and I'm not going to quote it because I'll butcher it. But it was this whole idea of like, you know, we're not really behaving the way we're supposed to. And it got me thinking about your more like natural approach to seasons and just time in general. And it just makes me think like, God, we're probably missing out on a ton of great art if we just allowed for it. You know, there's so many like, we're pressuring students to, I shouldn't say pressuring because I teach and it's not like I'm making them do these things. I'm trying to get them to make good art, but the world and the industry is sort of pushing people to like get good, whatever that means, versus make good work. And I wonder sometimes if we didn't have a more seasonal approach to just not just our personal lives, but even just education. Like we have to start a new semester in a week. Kids are coming back from holidays and all that stuff, and there's always a little bit of they're excited to get started for the first week, and then you see them sort of fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
The second, not literally, obviously, but it makes you wonder if we pushed everything back. I mean, kids would have to go to school spring and summer, but like right when things are getting warm and bright, we're like, okay, semester's over, go home. I don't know. I wonder how that would affect their art.
I don't know. I think it would be interesting to experiment, but you know, my great irritation with this culture is that we move so slowly that change is so.
Yeah.
Like, who knows if we'll ever be a culture that does that.
I don't have a lot of hope, to
You
be
know.
honest, but because you know it's cold. Like this is the season, or rather, this is the semester that I always end up, losing classes to weather, or you know, everybody's freezing to death and no one wants to walk to school, and it's kind of a drag time to start a new semester.
Oh, that reminds me, maybe this is disjointed, but you saying that reminded me of a thought I had when you just a little while ago had mentioned, I forget exactly what you said, but you were saying something about, you know, the pacing this time of year, and I was remembering studies around starting new habits.
Yes.
Or, you know, for your New Year's resolution. Instead of sort of jumping into the deep end and like expecting yourself to have that new habit be a fully fledged part of your life by January 15th or whatever.
Yeah.
The more effective way is to have baby steps to get to that goal.
Yeah.
You know, like, what was this?
That makes perfect sense now.
I think it was an example mentioned on a podcast. I don't remember which one now. But something like, you know, getting out of your room and getting a more clean habitat. Like
Yes.
the guy, first day, just put a vacuum in his room. That's it.
Yes.
Second day, just plug the vacuum in. That's it.
Yeah.
Third day, just, you know, turn it on once and that's it. You know, like just incremental steps.
Yeah. I love this, especially you mentioned January 15th, which is the fall off, right? Like, I've heard people say like, oh, I take a break from the gym till about the end of January so that all the people have given up on their resolutions and it's not so crowded again. Just because, you know, I grew up in sort of like playing sports, people going to gyms all the time, and you'd hear this stuff like, oh shit, it's going to be packed because of all the resolution people.
The kerfuffle.
Yeah, but that's a great point because so I do this in my own life where, so like this image book that I've talked about, I was having a hard time getting started, and I would notice that like I'd walk in the studio and go, okay, let me gather all my stuff and get started. Mm-hmm. And so what I started doing was, because each book tends to have a book of layouts, a book of character designs, might be more than one book of character designs. So there's a slew of stuff that comes along with each page. You okay?
Yeah.
So I will take a binder clip and just clip them all together and put them on top of the stack of pages that came previously.
Yeah.
And so when I walk in the studio, I don't have to go looking for the stuff.
Right.
And so that's a great point. And what do they call it? Like you build systems.
Yes.
Right. So, yeah, I think it may sound silly to just put the vacuum in your room and not do anything with it. But I think having, especially with art, having all the stuff in one place.
Yeah.
So you're not wasting time. When we got started, I was sharpening pencils.
Yeah.
And I'll see students in the school like kill 15 minutes, like trying to sharpen their pencils instead of just like, because it feels like work.
Yeah.
Although it's not, and you just pissed away like 10 poses, 10, or maybe more if we do shorter poses.
Yeah.
Right. So you lost your warm up to sharpening a pencil.
Right.
And if I go, hey man, you're not working, their response is like, no, I had to sharpen my pencils. They kept breaking.
Yeah.
So yeah, have all that stuff ready, and then you're ready to work.
Yeah. Maybe having systems that cinch you in.
Yeah.
More efficiently.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
Maybe January, if you're struggling with it, January can be your month-long. I'm gonna find all my systems, cinch them in, tidy them up, organize them.
Yeah. Get all your pencils sharpened now.
Yeah, today.
Yeah. All right, so we'll call it there. Thank you so much. It was a great show.
Yeah.
Time went by really quickly. Thank you for all you folks watching. If you didn't get to catch it live, I hope you enjoy it. We archive all these shows. Patrons get them a week early. So if you join one of our Patreons, you get not only the show a week early, but you can submit questions on every 5th episode like today's. Thanks again to the folks at Curio. Hopefully, when we record the next show, we might be in a new space, maybe.
Actually, maybe.
So we'll see. And I'll put their link to their store site in the description. And then thanks to the folks at Blackwing. Link to their site in the description also. And thank you, Mairin-Taj.
My pleasure.
It's always great. Folks can find you on Instagram at...
Yes, at studio_MAIR.
Perfect. And I'll put the link to your Patreon in the description also.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm Mike. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next month. Bye. And I can't reach the button.